All right, everyone, welcome back. And say hey, everybody.
We're all here, most of us.
We're doing better. We are down only one person this time. Kevin, we miss you, and come back soon.
He's busy macheting his...
apparently macheting the lawn. I haven't been there in a while. Maybe it's for the best. I don't know. I would think the fun part about macheting your lawn would be what you'd find under it.
Probably got like snakes and stuff back there.
Well, I mean, that'd be the downside. But I mean, could you imagine, like, you just like, holy shit, that's where I parked the car? You know, that kind of thing. Anyway, regardless, this is the 546 Project, and we'd like to welcome you all back. It's been, about a month?
It's been about a month, yeah.
About a month since our last...
A while. I think a while covers...
Well, I mean, a while for this guy to my right. I know that.
It's been a while. Hey, I have been here times you haven't been here.
Well, that's true, but we never actually recorded a show.
Then we didn't record a show because you weren't here and you have the equipment.
I mean, I have the big microphone.
You do. That is the, you know, that's the...
Yeah, and I just got a big black one since the last time I saw it.
Yeah.
This is
what
the
you
kind
get.
of show you're in for, folks.
Yeah.
Saddle up.
Yeah, we got a full studio here.
Yeah, we're going to pretty much admit that we don't know what we're doing today.
As opposed to all the other episodes where we kind of knew what we were doing, but didn't know what we were doing, but it all ended up fine in the end. And
basically,
we've done
a really good job at convincing you all we knew what we were doing. In reality, we don't know what we're doing.
Oh, it's confession hour. Okay.
Well, I mean, we could do that too. That could be fun. But
so Usher's our special guest?
No, those were confessions, and would that be parts 1, 2, or 3? Great album, by the way. Though I'm just gonna say.
Really great.
Well, yeah, but you're not an Usher fan.
That's really not your genre of music, Jason.
I'm just asking.
I mean, it was no Buffett's greatest hits. I mean, you know, that's because Usher never went to Paris.
Mm-hmm.
But
and can you imagine Usher with a pencil-thin mustache?
I could not.
See, then he's probably not solving any mysteries either.
No, he's not. But wherever it is, I'm sure we'll all be eating cheeseburgers in paradise.
Scooby Doo solved a lot of mysteries.
Scooby Doo did solve a lot of mysteries. Yes, he did, along with the Mysteries Inc. gang. There's actually another Scooby Doo animated movie coming out. They're gonna crank those out until the cows come home. Seriously, that's
favorite Scooby Doo team up.
Favorite Scooby Doo team up. I know yours is going to be Batman and Robin.
Oh, thanks for letting me speak for myself. Yeah.
Conan, you want to speak on this?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, yes. Probably my favorite would be when he teamed up with Batman and Robin, yes.
I would have to say between Batman and Robin, and I really liked the one with Dick Van Dyke at the Haunted Amusement Park. I was a fan of that one as well.
Guess what? There's also like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, the Harlem Globetrotters
I think
one.
he joined the Globetrotters like twice. Wasn't there 2 of them with Batman and Robin?
I believe there was 2 with Batman and Robin.
Yeah, they did the Globetrotters. There was one with Sonny and Cher, Laurel and Hardy.
The Addams Family?
There was an Addams Family one, yes. Very good. I believe he was also hung out with Don Knotts at one point. I mean, it was literally a who's who. But it was before there were too many ostriches. There were only a few ostriches.
You knew that.
Yes,
exactly
there were only a few ostriches when Scoop and the gang joined up with.
On this episode of Scooby Doo, they try to find all the ostriches.
Why aren't there any more ostriches? Yeah, that's that's a little Don Knotts for all that.
That was around. Was that around the time he was in Three's Company, or was that before?
No, that would have been before, because if I'm not mistaken, I want to say the new Scooby movies were in the 70s, and I think Three's Company came along in the late 70s, early 80s.
He joined the cast around 78.
Yeah, he was in the latter part. He was after the Ropers, which, in my opinion, he had the better episodes. Not just because I'm a big Don Knotts fan.
It's crazy because Don Knotts was in the Andy Griffith Show and he was Barney Fife, and then he goes from there, not directly into Three's Company where he's Ralph Furley and has all these like 70s outfits on. It's kind of an interesting dynamic, to be sure.
But in TV land, nothing has to make sense.
No,
I mean that's the beauty of it. But I'm trying to think now, and I know there was more with Scooby Doo. We need a complete lineup. Somebody has a phone around here, I'm sure, somewhere that could look this up.
You may be on an island on that one.
think I may be. Carrie is here with us, and as usual, not saying much, but how we're playing with the cats.
Petting one of the cats.
Yes.
I'm working on it.
Out, Jason's and Amanda's here too. Say hi, Amanda.
Hi.
Dynamite dropping.
Well, we're
What was the
just
name of the
kind of
show?
getting
What was the name of
started.
the show?
The new Scooby movies, I believe.
We're kind of just getting started, so it's like you know, you turn on an oven, it doesn't get hot right away.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm going to be honest. If you're still with us, thank you.
It's like Frankenstein or something.
Well, I mean, the Flintstones met Rockula and Frankenstein, but that was a different show. I don't think they met. Now, I mean, they could have very well been involved. If you look up a Scooby Doo disambiguation page or whatever on Wikipedia, I'm sure it'll.
Like new Scooby Doo movies, you said?
Yeah, I believe that's it.
This may take a little time.
Yeah, so how about you move on to something else and I'll drop back in when I got this.
Well, why don't
Could we stick with Scooby Doo? Can we try? I mean, let's not forget the Scooby
you
Doo
like?
Dynamite.
I like a pup named Scooby Doo.
I was a big pup named Scooby Doo was probably my favorite. That was the late '80s, early '90s
on
incarnation.
ABC. Yes.
Yes, which made basically it was the same formula, only it was more modernized for the '90s, and the gang were all like preteen teenagers hanging out at the mall, and of course you had Scooby and the normal gang along with local town bully Red Herring, who was blamed for everything.
Everything.
And then, of course, there was the time we told Carrie about the pup named Scooby Doo, and Kevin, who's not here, we were talking about, we mentioned Red Herring, and she wasn't listening to me, and I was like, are you patient? She's like, yeah, I know, yeah, the guy's name was Red Herring. 5 minutes or so, oh, wow, Red Herring, just like how the mystery is always a red herring. Congratulations, the last horse crossed the line a little late, but don't look at me that way. Middle finger, that's uncalled for. Jeez.
Good thing this isn't on TV.
At least
Telling you.
she didn't come at you with a knife or anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, Nathan had quite a dinner experience today, and
Beautiful.
we'll definitely get into that. It was apparently Leave It to Cleaver Day at the
diner where we were. I don't think the waitress came directly at me with a knife, but it looked pretty menacing.
You were almost a menacing casualty, though. I mean,
Good thing we had the big booth and he had space to move around.
Yeah, I mean, the food, however, was top-notch.
Part of my flesh was almost one of the specials for the night.
That's it. I mean, hey, she was just getting a head jump on tomorrow. She was starting to fillet. I mean, she...
Now, I saw a video which was really weird, and this is kind of another tangent I'm going off of, as we will usually, as we do on these shows. But I saw a video of, like, there was a piece of chicken on this plate, and it was in some, I think it was in some, like, Chinese restaurant or something, and it was raw chicken. And this piece of chicken crawled off the plate and onto the ground.
Raw piece of chicken just crawled.
Yeah, like it was alive.
How is that possible?
I saw the video for myself, and it was weird. It was a little bit. It was odd.
You can find that. You should post that to our YouTube page.
Yeah.
Could you do that?
I'll try.
Yeah, see if you could share that on our YouTube page, because I mean, I wish I had the eyes
It's like
to see
it was like it was a mini chicken, and it had like little legs and crawled right off the plate and onto the ground. I couldn't believe it.
I'd like to tell you I can't eat chicken anymore, but we all know that's a lie, and I'm going to eat chicken again real soon. So,
yeah, it's a wonder how you say like a certain food was ruined for you for life for some reason.
I say I've never had that
And
problem.
yeah, unless the food tasted bad, I don't think anything's been ruined for me.
Yeah, I mean, I've even had bad instances with food, but I've just somehow managed to haul myself back up on the horse. Although I've never eaten horse, so that's probably a good thing. How we coming on the Scooby Doo factor there?
Let's see here. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this, but so far I found. Let's see. Looks like the Harlem Globetrotters, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Josie.
Yeah, right.
Mama Cass is one as well. That was pre-ham sandwich.
Yeah.
Speed Buggy, the Addams Family, Batman and Robin. Those are the ones I found.
I thought it was called the new Scooby movies, but
It is, but I'm not finding like an
that's
actual
what Wikipedia's letting us down.
an actual list of like, oh, these were the episodes and this is who they teamed up with.
Yeah, you'd think it would be that easy. I mean,
You would think.
that's what I would do.
We should think of ones that they should have made back then. Like, how about Scooby Doo and Archie Bunker?
Oh, jeez. All in the Family with Scooby Doo. Oh, that'd been great. Well, you gotta have
The
Edith
Three
too.
Stooges.
Oh, okay. I'm not surprised there. Three Stooges actually had their own cartoon at one time.
When was that? I forget about that one.
The Three Stooges cartoon. I'm not sure off the top. Scooby Doo meets the Jeffersons.
Oh, that's who else? Oh, Maude.
Oh, gee. And then there's Maude. Now, would it have that really long opening from Maude, like on Family Guy?
Well, I might take the whole show.
It might. You know.
Scooby Doo meets Good Times.
Scooby Doo meets Sanford and Son.
Well, apparently Scooby Doo's going to meet the whole CBS lineup at this point.
Well, I mean, hey, why not? You know.
What about Scooby Doo meets Fat Albert and the Trash Can Man?
Oh, Fat Albert and Cosby. Could you call them
The Trash Can Gang? Yeah, they were around the
Just
junkyard.
because they hung out in a junkyard. I mean,
Screw it, whatever.
oh, now don't give up on Scooby like that.
Scooby Doo and the Different Strokes Gang too.
As long as they don't get on that bike shop.
That's one of the mysteries that they solve really quickly.
Yeah, that was kind of an open and shut case.
Well, the WKRP and Cincinnati crew too.
Oh, that'd be a good one. There you go. How about Scooby Doo meets the Monkees?
I was surprised they wouldn't have done that one.
You know, I'm thinking about it. The one, oh God, he was on everything. Davy Jones. They may have met Davy Jones. Why couldn't you have like Scooby Doo meets Paul McCartney? Because the Beatles were over at that point. You know?
One of the monkeys died recently. I mean, not like in the last couple days, but in
Mickey or whatever?
yeah.
Mickey Dolan or whatever.
Mickey Dolenz.
Yeah. He actually did some animated work. Speaking of cartoons, I can throw this in. I believe, was it Devlin? I think was the name of the cartoon. I have it. I know that. I think he was.
You have it like physical copy?
I have a physical copy direct from Warner Archive.
Devlin, what?
Devlin. It was a short-lived 70s series. I want to say 72, and it was about a daredevil motorcyclist that was kind of part of a traveling show. Angel says hello, everyone. It was part of he was part of like a traveling circus kind of thing, and he did a lot of daredevil, hence the name Devlin.
Devlin,
yeah.
Right.
He did a lot of stuff, but I think Mickey Dolenz, because I don't think it was Davy Jones in that one, but I think one of them did one of the voices for Devlin, I believe. That's another one somebody could look up and fact check me on that.
Crack research team here.
Maybe you know what? We'll leave that to our loyal listeners. Let us know.
Yeah, email us. Email us at the546project@gmail.com.
We couldn't even give away a version of American Pie. There's nothing even at the other end of this. We're not getting nothing.
Well,
Personal satisfaction.
personal satisfaction.
Now here's why the show was over, but Scooby Doo meets Mr. Ed. That would have been a good one. The horse talked. Him and Scooby could have had,
Could have been like Flipper. You could do Flipper.
Yeah, Scooby Doo meets Flipper.
Scooby Doo meets the Brady Kids.
Why not? That would here we go. Scooby Doo meets the cast of Gilligan's Island.
Just like Alf did.
That's right. Man, that was look. If Scooby Doo can meet the Globetrotters twice, and the Globetrotters can make their way onto Gilligan's Island, so can Scooby Doo.
It's all connected.
Yeah, it's all a big conspiracy.
How did the Globetrotters get off the island?
I know, right? How did they do it? And it's the age-old
They were the
question.
Globetrotters.
They didn't send help?
Right. I mean, what pompous asses are they? They're like, hey, you ain't gonna believe where we've been. We were on a deserted island and met 7 castaways. Well, where is it? I don't know. It sounds like it'd be a whole thing. Well, shouldn't we get them help? Yeah, they seem to be doing all right. I mean, a guy calling himself the professor somehow managed to make a radio out of coconuts but couldn't patch a boat.
Did I ever tell you the time that I won a basketball signed by one of the Harlem Globetrotters?
You did not.
Really? You didn't do that?
You own a piece of history like that?
I mean, I don't necessarily know if it's historic. I don't know where this guy is currently, but they were at one of the universities around here,
Okay.
Shepherd. or Shepherd College
How
at the
long ago
time.
was this?
This was a very, very long time ago.
I
I
thought
want
it
to
was
say it was like 91,
Oh, God, he was little.
90, 91, something like, it might have been 91 or 92.
I've known you almost 20 years,
And you never
pull this out today.
You never
You gotta
heard
save
this
these
story.
gems. You have to save
I have
these gems.
seen-
Of course, you have to save them for whenever you're that young and you're like, I want to one day want to have my own show where I talk about the time I met. I didn't meet the Harlem Globetrotters.
I have seen your plush characters from the Great Space Coaster, but I have not known that you have an autographed ball by one of the Harlem Globetrotters.
I still have those.
I know you do. I did. They're in your house.
They are.
I got it, man. Like,
You don't throw things like that
hell
away.
no. I mean, Christ, I met Bret the Hitman Hart, and I told everybody about it. I mean,
You're truly a man of mystery.
you really are, man. International man of mystery. Austin Powers got nothing on this guy. So which one of them signed it?
So let me tell you
I'm
the
sorry,
story
please
about how
continue.
this came to be. They before the game they had like a free throw. I don't know. It wasn't really a contest, but if you paid, I think at the time $3, and you made 2 free throws, you would get an autographed ball by a guy by the name of Hollywood Brown. So I didn't really want to do this at first, but I kind of got convinced to just try it and see what happens.
Parents talked about it,
So
didn't
yeah, kind of,
Yeah.
and made both shots, and I got the ball.
Look at you.
So
Look at you.
and this was when I was like 9.
Look at you.
Did the team start courting you then?
No, I didn't get a formal offer at that time.
You didn't do any fancy tricks and
No, I didn't spin the ball on my finger or get the bucket with the confetti or whatever they do.
Or you should have gave him a little bit of the razzle or the dazzle before you took the shot. I mean, spun around, did a little something, but
I mean, they didn't
that's-
they didn't come to the stands to sign me to a day contract.
that's
or
really
anything.
cool. I think it's cool. I
Wasn't the
salute
Pope
it.
an honorary member of the Harlem Globetrotters?
Wow.
I don't.
You feel better about yourself?
I don't remember
Huh.
that one, but
I think he was. I think one of the Popes was.
I don't think
it-
I don't think he won a ball signed by one of them.
That's right. The Pope has a lot of things: a jewel-encrusted ring, a bulletproof car, and all that. But he does not have a signed basketball by Hollywood Brown.
Now, Nathan, did you do this from half court and did you happen to fall?
I'm not that famous. I'm not a legend like that.
It takes a lot to do that kind of
No, it did not make ESPN or the social media pages of ESPN.
Well, it should have.
And I think this was before social media.
I'm about to say, if there would have been a social media
I'm going to
page,
tell you right now, an event like this would have kicked off social media. You started social media. How does that make you feel?
It's like I didn't even do it at all.
I would have tweeted about it, and I don't tweet about hardly anything.
Well, something's wrong with with Twitter. Not the Twitter.
What's wrong with the Twitter?
Well,
You've been sending too many of the tweets?
No.
Is that-
Facebook. You know, how Facebook and Twitter like get linked. You know, you can link them.
Yeah.
When we've been putting stuff on our Facebook page, the 546 Project, by the way, just want to throw that out there. Whenever I put stuff on the Facebook page, it would in the past go right to our Twitter. It hasn't done that for a while.
Facebook, a long time ago, and it kind of happened, they changed their API, whatever that is, and that it does cause problems for that kind of stuff.
So I've had to post it on Facebook and then post it on Twitter separately. Slight inconvenience.
I have my... I think Facebook is supposed to go to Twitter, but I don't think Twitter goes to Facebook anymore.
No.
I think that's if you put it on Twitter, you have to do it on Facebook. But your Facebook stuff should still go to Twitter.
It hasn't. It has not.
Yeah, Facebook, like I said, is constantly they're constantly changing their API and all that, and it makes it harder to do that kind of stuff. Because I'm an instant gratification kind of person where
Right.
if I do one, if it'll just hop to the other, that's less work that I have to do, and I'm happy about that.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not on Twitter very much, at Daredevil Yellow, if anyone feels so inclined to follow me. But I will give a shout out to the Saturday morning cartoon tweets. I do enjoy those. Basically, the person in charge of that just kind of picks a year at random. I don't know how they decide what year is what, but they just take a year at random and they'll list like all the stuff that was on Saturday morning on a certain network. They'll pick a certain year and a certain network and kind of run down the different shows. I look forward to that every Saturday. I have an on this day in the 80s type thing that I follow, which is a lot of fun, that kind of stuff. I mean, I think like most people, I kind of just do Twitter for the celebrity stuff.
Yeah. So segmenting into the thing I had to do, Facebook and Twitter double post really, and we can go right into this one. How All Elite Wrestling has announced the day and the location of their first TV show.
Yes, and what are we calling that Wednesday night?
I've heard it's Wednesday Night Dynamite. Yes. I don't think it's official or anything.
I think that's what they applied for the patent or whatever. So, alleged Wednesday Night Dynamite. All Elite Wrestling announces...
And the first show is on October 2nd, and it's in Washington, D.C. in the Capital One Arena.
Yep, from our nation's capital. I do not believe tickets are on sale yet. They haven't.
Well, by the time this goes online, they will be. They'll have announced the date that they are going on sale, and I'm definitely interested in going to that one. I know our good friend Kevin,
our esteemed colleague,
has taken the day after off, so he's definitely down for it. So we could have the 546 Project.
Scooby Doo may have met the werewolf and all that, but we may meet AEW. So.
I already got my first All Elite Wrestling shirt. It's in the mail. It's coming.
Oh, what'd you get?
I got the SoCal Uncensored, one of those. So I guess I am All Elite.
I'm looking at. I'm gonna wait to see what prices look like.
Should be. I mean. And usually I wouldn't even really bat an eyelash, but it's the first ever show, and you can say, "Oh, I was at the first."
Say you were there. Yeah, that's.
Assuming they don't go under in a few years or anything, but it's nice to.
I'm gonna go at this honestly. If there's ever been anything that could come close to competition and all that kind of stuff, this is really promising.
It has WWE pretty. Kind of worried, I think.
They're acting like they're not, but
I think they got the antennas up.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden now, if you've noticed, there's talk now. They're not quite going back to the Attitude Era, but I think it is supposed to get a little edgier now. I've read about that. I think they've got their finger on it more than what they let on.
With the move we talked about the last show with Heyman and Bischoff taking over on SmackDown, that's one of them.
Vince is aware that something's not right.
They know what's going down. They know how the ratings are and all that. So
something else I can talk about, speaking of WWE and kind of we were going into social media and all this kind of stuff, WWE Network has undergone a facelift.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that because I did go on the network yesterday, and I went on the one that's on my laptop, and it seems at least they're not using Adobe Flash, because I had problems with that on my computer.
It started, I'm guessing, with the website as well. I know there was an update for iOS, and I'm assuming Android around the same time.
It updated the app on my PlayStation too.
Yeah, that got an update. At that time, Apple TV hadn't received an update yet, but sometime between then and yesterday, it did. I am not a fan from a blind standpoint using, not that this is going to matter to most people, but it does to me, from a standpoint of using VoiceOver with the Apple TV and, like I said, the network. It's kind of a clusterfuck. It's not easy to navigate.
Hopefully they fix that soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, it's new, and not everybody's had a chance to check it out. I know people will complain. I know Netflix over the years has changed their layout a few times, and generally when there's been kind of a backlash from the blind and visually impaired community, they've actually been pretty good about trying to fix it. Hulu, which is known for not being accessible, I think they're finally listening, and they're going to finally start getting their act together. So hopefully it won't take WWE long to kind of get at it and make that more. And I think they kind of the refresh for them. They said it looks a lot more like, I guess, like Netflix does and some of the other streaming services. I guess what they were using previously was kind of outdated. But there's also talk now of them going to the premium accounts, possibly.
Yeah, the tiered type of
a tiered service
system.
Apparently, there'll be a free version, which I don't know what that'll have.
I would think that pretty much have nothing on it.
Yeah, I would imagine maybe some stuff that they'll throw at you. Then, of course, I guess the basic plan, which we all have now, which has, of course, the pay-per-views and all the back catalog and all that. And then the premium service. But what would the premium content offer? That's what
I couldn't even think.
They've mentioned a few things, and I can't remember what all exactly it is. But I mean, and how much are they expecting you to pay for it?
If I had to, they'd probably charge another.
Do you go another 10, or do you just go 5 to $14.99?
I don't know depending on what you get in the premium service, I don't know if another 10 would be warranted.
I'd say doubling it. That'd be a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 5.
There better be something really good on the other end of that carrot to pay another 10. I don't think I'd pay it, honestly. I'd do another 5. I would do that. I enjoy what I have.
But again, it matters of what is already what they're going to offer, because they offer everything as it is, I think.
Do you think they'd move the pay-per-views to the premium?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if anything, that would probably make the most sense, but
because what else would you really? I mean, what's going to beat out the pay-per-views?
No, there's not really anything that I know of.
There was a rumor that they talked about possibly even offering a set plan for just the pay-per-views.
Right.
Like per month.
Like if you only paid, I don't know, $7 or something like that.
But I'll be really interested to see, and honestly, right now I'm not going to do any more or any less until they get that to where I can, use the whole thing again like I did before. I haven't checked it out on the Amazon side, using the Fire Cube and all that to go on. I know before with the old platform it was not accessible at all with Amazon, but with the new layout, who knows? It may be. I haven't had a chance to check it out. I'll probably do that tonight or tomorrow, and I can report back on it. But if they're wanting more money, then there better be there better be a hell of a good reason for it, and it's going to have to be accessible before I make the jump.
Yeah, I would agree. I think they've been touting $9.99 forever. They even made a shirt for it.
They did, that's right.
How much does the shirt sell for?
Oh man, I don't know if it may have been more than that. I don't think it was $9.99. I don't remember though.
That would be some irony.
Haven't been too much on the shop that I've been interested in buying. The only thing I know of that I've kind of been looking at is that Alexa.
Dang it! You're good. Little Miss Bliss.
The thing that you use for Amazon that whatever, it's not on. I don't
Lady
care.
A, it's okay.
Get a little more.
Lady A's coffee mug.
Now, what makes that coffee mug so wonderful?
I don't know.
It's blissful.
It's got. It's a different item.
I got you. I mean, is it just a picture of her on there? Or is
No, it's Twisted Bliss Coffee. I forget what else. It's got a logo on it. It looks like a nice mug.
That's cool.
It's also $20, so I don't know if we really want to pay $20.
Well, I will gripe
like
about the WWE shop for a minute, if I may.
Go ahead.
As a lot of you know, I am a big fan of the mini title belts that they sell because my big ass is too big for the replica titles. Still may end up getting one just because. But they have finally released in full scale and small scale form the Winged Eagle title from the late 80s, early 90s, up through the Attitude Era, up to the white title. It's basically the same Winged Eagle title with a white strap.
It's Shawn Michaels title, right?
I believe so. Well, if you read the description, the Warrior had it too at one time, apparently.
He did?
That's what I was surprised because
I know he had like a
blue one.
yellow.
The yellow was the Intercontinental title that he had, according to the website. But the white Winged Eagle title, I always liked it. I remember being able to see it. But
you don't get a lot of, well, at least for the world title, and probably because of the branding and all that, like the specialized colors for the different wrestlers, because they have, since it's the red for the Universal, and that's going to stay red. It's not like they're going to It's not like if, I don't know, Finn Balor or somebody wins a title like that, which is probably wishful thinking at this point, but, you know, like if he would have a different color instead of the red.
They don't really do it anymore.
They do it for the, did they do it for the Intercontinental? No. I think the Intercontinental's just white.
Just ever since they brought it back, when Cody Rhodes brought it back in, 2014, I think it was, when he won the Intercontinental title and brought back the old school. But anyway, their mini titles used to run $49.99. I bought a bunch of them in the last couple years. Sometime earlier this year or late last year, they jacked those titles up to $69.99. And I have no idea why. Right? Yeah, I just don't understand the price hike. There's nothing, to my knowledge, there's nothing different about them.
Dear WWE,
yes,
where do you get off?
Like, seriously.
You have to wait till they're doing like those 20% off all titles.
Well, and see
and then it would be regular. Well, not even regular price.
Well, and the thing about it is, the one that I want, I guess, because it's a newer title, that one it just will not go on sale. Like all the other ones are going on sale.
You want that 24/7 title?
I do not. They don't have a mini one either. I mainly get the minis.
Let me know if they put out a mini of the Daniel Bryan title.
I will. I've actually been looking for that. I'm surprised.
Well, that one's got to be on sale by now because he's not the champion anymore. He's not even the tag champion anymore.
He didn't even have a chance to make a environmental.
He could be having an eco-friendly cruiserweight championship here.
I saw
rumors are coming to that.
Oh wow, are they talking about putting him on 205 Live?
That was supposedly like the rumor of what his big announcement or something that he put off.
Yeah, did I miss it? Okay,
no,
the announcement put
didn't.
off. Okay.
Yeah, they teased it too early, and then he went on vacation. He should be back from vacation soon, and we'll maybe find out better.
But yeah, I don't know what it is with this. They've raised their price, and they will not put that title on sale. There's that one, and they've recently, I guess, released the replica of the original ECW title. The former the WWE brand of ECW title, they had that out a few years ago. I have that one.
They don't do WCW titles, do they?
Not in the mini. There is a replica of the WCW title.
The big gold.
Just the world title.
Which they had.
Now, not the one. I mean, they have the one they called the. What was the name of that? I can't remember now. The one that was on Raw was one that Triple H had. That was the big gold belt.
Big gold belt.
But they have the actual WCW replica title. But they didn't do anything like the WCW tags or the TV title, which I know Kevin said he would buy if they ever did a TV title. That was his favorite.
Do you think David Arquette still has his belt?
If he does, I'd be surprised. But if anything, I bet he probably donated it to something or auctioned it. They said he took no money away from his stint as champion. He donated everything he made. Class act. Both Bobby Heenan and Ric Flair mentioned that.
He was recently wrestling here, like
he was
going around.
I saw that he was involved in a hardcore match. He took some pretty serious bumps in that. Good for him.
Yeah, he's a big fan of wrestling, and that's good.
He got to live a dream.
I guess if you want to go with a fine-tooth comb for the David Arquette WCW championship win, it was probably the lowest point that they had because he's not a wrestler. And he wasn't a wrestler at the time, and they just were like, yeah, we're going to give you the
Well, it was the tie-in
champion.
with the Ready to Rumble movie, which is one of those that's so bad it's hilarious. I own a copy of it, and I'll admit it. And it's a kind of, like I said, people want to jump all over him. I mean, he did his part. Like I said,
they only do what they're told.
I mean, and let's face it, how many of us here, if they wave a paycheck in front of our faces big enough, we'll do it. You know, I'm not going to lie.
Right.
$1 Million Man said it best. Everybody's got a price.
He bought the 24/7 championship.
Did, and then he lost it. It was a damn shame.
That title changed like eight times on that show. The Raw reunion.
And that's something we can talk about here in a minute.
Yeah, I only watched a little bit of it because I wasn't really that super interested. It didn't look that super interesting at times.
I will just kind of end cap with, like I said, David Arquette was a stand-up guy as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, he donated everything, and that was really cool. But
do you remember the lineage of that night? On like where it transferred and who it transferred to and where it ended up
of the Raw
the 24/7 because it was started with was it R-Truth again?
It may have started with him. I know Drake Maverick had it.
And then he lost it
to
Briscoe?
Yeah, he lost it to Briscoe, then Briscoe lost it to Patterson, or vice versa.
Then Kelly got involved.
Kelly.
And then Candice Michelle,
who lost it
to Alundra Blaze, who teased like she was going to throw it in the trash.
Exactly. Sold it to Ted DiBiase, who lost it to...
I guess it would have been Drake again, right?
Was it Drake, and then
R-Truth got it back, and he was the one that ended up with it at the end.
That Raw reunion was a lackluster show. All the star power was there.
What happened with the club, and with Seth Rollins and D-Generation X, and then the Clique, it was like you took what happened last year at the was it last year at the Manhattan Center?
Last year, the year before. Yeah,
and it was almost kind of
the 25th.
It was like a similar thing that happened.
Well, and another thing, they announced all these people, and I guess they
couldn't actually physically get involved because they couldn't get cleared.
Failed their test. They failed the physical.
I mean, imagine that, right?
I'd love to know what they had in store, but they couldn't do it. Sid was a no-show, which I know broke Kevin's heart. He was supposed to be there, but apparently he did inform them.
At least he didn't break his leg again.
Yeah, I mean, at least he didn't blame the Trump travel ban for not showing up.
Oh, boy.
When he was in Ohio and couldn't make a show a couple of states away. But, he informed them he wasn't able to make it. Bret Hart turned down the invitation. Jim Ross turned down the invitation because of his affiliation with
they were fine with letting him go over.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't want to do it. I don't know what happened there, but it turned out to be. I mean, Stone Cold's speech at the end of the night stole the show. That capped it off. If you get a chance, check that out. I mean, he just kind of talked about what the whole Raw reunion means and everybody's family. And it was pretty cool. You could tell he was enjoying it.
And then the thing where Scott Hall asked not to be with the toast at the end for obvious reasons.
Oh, I didn't see that, but I never thought about that. Wow. I mean, they could have gave a guy a ginger ale. I mean, come on.
Well, again, I mean, it depends on the person, because some people just can't be around it, and that's fine.
If he can't be around it, good for him.
For actually recognizing that,
which is showing apparently that what's went on has actually worked for him. Yeah. DDP is a national treasure and should be recognized as such.
I mean, he saved Jake the Snake Roberts' life. Probably.
And apparently he was a big help to Scott Hall. So. I mean, apparently Scott was in so bad a shape he could barely walk.
He looked.
I mean, now he's mobile, and it's
not cleared for physical activity.
Well, no, obviously not. But it's cool to see the progress. And DDP right now, I'm betting is probably in better shape now than when he was in the ring, and he's like in his 60s. So DDP yoga, apparently it's a thing, kids. Check it out.
Yeah, I haven't really got a chance to get that, but not really a big yoga guy.
No, but I'd like to try it. I mean, that's somebody else I follow on the Twitter, and I read the tweets.
Twitter.
People have had a lot of success with it. I think Shark Tank was stupid to turn it down. Yeah, I went there. Looking at you, Shark Tank. Yep, nobody bought in. Huh? Nobody bought into it. I mean, he even.
I bet you someone's regretting that now.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, he was already doing all right with it before. I was kind of surprised to see him on there, but he had even brought some kind of retired military person was with him, and at one point they said he would barely walk, if ever again. I mean, this guy was in bad shape, and I mean, he walked into the boardroom, and I mean, he was looking great. But I had a lot of other stuff going on. Jason, this is something you can definitely shine on and give us more insight. Comic-Con this past weekend. A lot of big stuff coming out of Comic-Con.
Yeah, I think some of the big stuff was, movie news from...
the Marvel panel is always huge.
Yeah, you thought, with, Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home kind of wrapping up Phase 3, where were they going to go? And, kind of surprise, we're getting a Thor 4, which, it's probably going to make a lot of people happy.
But without Chris Hemsworth, though.
I think without?
Well, I think he'll be in it, but I mean, not as Thor. I mean,
I mean, he'll be passing on the mantle.
The hammer.
Right. You say the mammal?
The hammer. The mammal. What, did he pass him a whale?
Hey, it's the God of Thunder. He could do that.
We got gonna get a Doctor Strange sequel.
Heavily involving the Scarlet Witch, which I'm looking forward to.
And the seeds for that will be planted in the Scarlet Witch and Vision TV series. Confirming the Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
I'm looking forward to that one as well.
Baron Zemo is the main villain.
And these are all going to be available on Disney Plus,
yes,
by the way, when that launches in November.
Yeah, November 15th, I believe.
Again, looking at you, Disney, make this crap accessible because I will give you my money.
You mean on their new streaming service?
Streaming service, yes, on the Disney Plus platform.
I heard you wanted it to see all the episodes of Lizzie McGuire.
Hey, what else? What Carrie would watch it. There you go. I mean, I was personally hoping for Song of the South, but we're not going to see that.
We're not going to see that.
No.
I don't think that's ever going to get a release. I really don't. I don't think there'll ever be a time when tempers will cool enough to ever see that. Unless it's available in a foreign market, I don't think you're going to see that.
Well, maybe one day there will be a room for good old-fashioned racism.
Maybe.
On Disney Plus.
I mean, they took the Black Crows out of the Dumbo remakes. But no, a lot of cool stuff definitely on the way. I mean, you saw Spider-Man Far From Home and all that. Do you think we've planted the seeds for a possible Fantastic Four?
I don't know if seeds were really planted for Fantastic Four in that.
Just the whole Skrulls thing and all that, but I'm guessing that's what people were buzzing on the internet about.
I mean, I think more of a Secret Wars, like in the comics, where like the Skrulls had replaced some of the heroes and had been masquerading as some of the heroes for a long, long time. So you didn't know who was a Skrull and who was who they had been for like 10 years.
It could be interesting.
People that you thought were dead had actually just been switched out, and it was a Skrull that had died. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with it.
You mentioned the Avengers, and I know if you follow, I think it's comicbook.com. Is that one that you?
Yeah.
They have been posting a lot of stuff about, I guess, either deleted scenes or new scenes for the Avengers. I guess you can go in there and kind of check those out. I was telling everybody earlier, I was surprised to learn that Reginald Vel Johnson of Family Matters fame apparently had a scene in Avengers. So on your YouTube and your favorite
the YouTube.
That would be the YouTube. Yes, go on the YouTube or the. I'm sure there's a link somewhere in the Twitter feeds and check it out on your favorite streaming platform and check that out if you're so inclined.
And some other big news was on the DC side with their television. Brandon Routh will be returning as Superman in the big Infinite Crisis crossover between the Arrowverse, Flash, and all that stuff.
I understand Arrow's getting ready to start with its final season.
Yes. Burt Ward is going to be involved.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Even I said, oh, wow.
Right, yeah.
I mean, now you know it's epic, folks.
Because I know who that is.
Right, mark your calendars.
Linda Carter might be showing up.
Oh, wow, I know who that is, too.
So it'll be interesting to see what
Keep this shit up. Nathan might go to Comic-Con next year. Shit.
I'd have to fly on a plane to do that, probably, and I don't want to do that.
Nathan goes to
Baracus, what, you ain't getting on no plane?
Yeah.
Nathan ends up at Comic-Con before I end up at Comic-Con. I'm throwing myself off this balcony.
Oh.
I'm potentially thinking about planning a trip to Morphicon next year. That might very well be a
Where is Morphicon?
Morphicon is in California. They do it every other year.
You don't know the city?
Pasadena's sticking out in my mind, but I don't think that's it.
So it's in the LA area, I guess.
Yeah, it's in California. I know that they've got the dates right now. I think it's like late August, early September.
Are you gonna look for the little old lady of Pasadena?
Little lady from Pasadena. I will try. Rode that car early to church on Sundays. But that would be really cool. I wondered. I didn't hear as much DC news as Marvel at a Comic-Con this year. Are they doing something with the Batgirl thing? Was there some stuff about that?
Oh, Batwoman.
Batwoman, yes.
Yeah, the new. That's going to be part of the Arrowverse shows. That's she appeared last year in the multi-episode crossover event, and she's getting her own show that's kicking off this fall.
Now, will that be CW based, or are they just going to put it on the streaming?
I know it's
side?
CW based, so that'll be involved in the big. I think at this point, it'll be a 5-show crossover event.
Oh wow!
But yes, Ruby Rose plays Batwoman, and that's been getting good reviews.
CW's the one that has Riverdale, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And of course, Riverdale will be back for another season. That show's still riding very high.
I'm just amazed at because I'll tell you a story about this. Okay, my mom watches Riverdale.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, we were sitting at dinner one day, like we were at some restaurant, and she said how she used to collect the Archie comics. She had a big stack of them.
Does she still have them?
She does not have them anymore, which is a shame.
It is a shame.
I mean, you think about all those years ago, and yeah, she loved the Archie comics, and so she's watched the Riverdale show.
She's a fan of the Riverdale?
A fan of the Riverdale? I think so. I think she was probably sad that Luke Perry passed.
You know what? I was not even a 90210 fan. It didn't really interest me, but even I was kind of sad when Luke Perry passed.
Fred Andrews.
Yes.
The whole pop cultural aspect of it. I mean, Luke Perry was huge.
And he was young.
Yeah,
He was very young.
It was just
very unexpected.
Sad that it happened the way it did.
So even though she was a big fan of the comics back in the day, she's enjoying this kind of dark take on.
I mean, it's definitely different. But she's watched, like, I think she's caught up to all of them by now. So yeah, she watches it on
Netflix.
I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
so she.
I've only seen a handful of episodes, just stuff that I've been in and out of the room, or like Carrie watches it late at night, and I'll wake up and I enjoy what I've seen. I enjoy the darker tone. They've also put a darker spin on Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. Definitely nothing like your show from the mid-90s.
The ABC show.
Yeah, nothing like it.
Did they have the talking cat?
I believe so, but he's not. Nick Bakay is not doing it, which breaks my heart because he's one of my favorite voice people. He's one of my favorite voice talents. But I believe he is in there somewhere, but I only watched a little bit of the first episode. I didn't get a chance to get really all that far into it. I liked what I saw.
Jason was quite scared that one of Dan and Carrie's cats just jumped right on the couch here and just shooed them away.
Which one was it?
It was Angel.
Angel. She's not going to hurt you.
I know she's not because
he made sure of that.
I use my cat food.
Has anyone seen my orange cat, by the way?
Yeah, right next to you.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
We have
Other
one
side.
that likes to try to escape.
Okay.
But,
I didn't even know you were there, Lakin.
So yeah, some other stuff I did catch. I know we're also getting confirmation of a Guardians 3, which I would be really surprised if they wouldn't have did that.
Right, but then I hear that James Gunn's going back to DC.
I thought that they were going to try to bring him back, but wow.
I mean, he's doing Guardians 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, but then I guess after that he'll.
Yeah, because
Wow.
he's still doing some stuff for Suicide Squad too. And then I heard that.
But we're getting that, and of course, Black Panther 2. I've heard of a Captain Marvel sequel. Captain Marvel was okay.
I thought she was going to have a bigger role in Endgame.
Yeah. I mean, not my favorite of the Marvel movies, but I enjoyed it. I'm glad I went and saw it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was fun. But to get a sequel for that, there is so much. It is all so hard. There's talk of, of course, Netflix canceling their shows, and what characters will kind of enter the MCU. with those shows being gone, Daredevil, Luke Cage, all those, will we see them again and in what capacity?
Right. Because, we need more Daredevil.
Definitely need more Daredevil. You always need more Daredevil.
Maybe you could play Daredevil, Dan.
I'm kind of the Daredevil that forgot he was Daredevil for like 20 years and just let himself go.
You could be the Daredevil for Old Man Murdoch.
Yeah.
Like the Logan-like story.
Yeah.
You could be Dan Barnhart is Murdoch.
Yeah, I don't think I could do him justice. I don't think anybody. Yeah, I don't think anybody could let themselves go as much as I have like that. That would just be.
Just a few minute training montage, just some music, and you'll be fit as a fiddle.
In the hospital with a heart attack. Yeah, that's where I'll be. That's. Can you see the montage? Oh, look, this is where he's going to get in shape, and then you're going to just pay him to the hospital with get well soon cards all around me. Yeah, it's like, shouldn't have tried it.
Oh, don't you worry, you'll be jumping off your porch in no time.
Hey, I'm sure, anything's possible.
Yeah, anything is possible.
Anything can happen, and I am a firm believer of that.
So,
anything else?
Do I want to get into how lackluster my job is now? Just want to throw Pandora's box in that?
Well, let's just say everybody's job is lackluster.
Yeah, I would say if you went around the room, everybody has a gripe about what they do for work. I mean, you don't like the job you have. There's thousands of others that you can go to and.
Well, it's hard to find employment nowadays. I mean, it really is. And I'll just put it out there. I like my job. I don't have a problem with what I do. I generally like all the people that are there. My biggest problem is the elements. I work in a factory where there is no sign of air conditioning in sight, and it has been hotter than 40 hells over the last couple weeks. And I don't like being promised things that never happen. They've been telling us for a year. I get they can't put air conditioning in there. I'm okay with that. I understand it's an expensive venture. Everybody has budgets and all that. There's a lot of factories throughout the country. They can't focus everything on one. But they've been promising us bigger fans to kind of draw the air up, the hot air up and all that kind of. They're saying it's not going to make a big difference, but it's something.
Yeah, but they need to stop saying it when they pretty sure that it's never going to happen. Don't say it just to appease people, because that's even worse.
That's my biggest gripe. I don't like double talk.
Don't say that something's supposedly only temporary when you know deep down that it's probably not.
It's going to be that way for a while.
Yeah.
And whenever you inquire it, it's we're working on it.
Right.
That's the motto that I get. We're working on it. We're working on it. Okay. So that's my gripe.
You get to play bitch boy at work, basically.
Pretty much. I mean, but you go right ahead.
Your unofficial title is bitch boy.
That's bitch man to you.
Bitch man.
That's bitch master. But you
because I do bitch a good bit.
You've got legitimate bitching to do. So you have one time where you have a company that you worked for, and then somebody else takes over, and then it just it seems like they don't really know what they're doing, and they do all these changes, and you're kind of stuck, and you just got to deal with it, and you may hope that it'll get better, but deep down you know that you might want to go for greener pastures at some point. Right.
But it is what it is, and life deals you with some bad hands, and then you got to go from there. But let me just bring down this show. I'll just make an explosion or something. But talk about how the Simpsons are getting DVD release. Finally.
Yeah, finally. I did a double take when I read that the other day.
Yeah, I did too. Believe me.
DVD
19th season is coming out in December.
Yeah, production had pretty much halted forever, and I think people were pretty much convinced they weren't going to get anymore. I get where they do like the streaming stuff, okay, but
I have all these DVDs in my house, and I have all these collections that are not finished products. The Simpsons being one of them. They've released 18 seasons, and that's it. Now, they've released season 20, but that was that was years ago for some reason. They decided to do a 20th anniversary right in the middle of them trying to release all the seasons, and I don't know if it's even in print anymore, so they'd have to either re-release it or change it completely, because they're going to release the 19th season in December. It's going to have Homer on the front, and I can't wait to get it.
I'm betting they'll do a re-release, I would imagine. I don't know what was special about the 20th anniversary release.
No, I don't. I mean, they had some special features.
Did you get it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
Because I didn't know why that they released this, and I figured they were gonna either release it again or I don't know. But I wouldn't even try to attempt to find the 20th season. If it's out of print, it's been many years since they actually did release that one. So. But yeah,
I'm betting it'll get a re-release, if anything, toned down, maybe without the extras or
definitely excited to take up more space in my house with another DVD.
Yeah,
I feel I could save so much space if I could switch to digital.
I just prefer the.
I'm trying.
I prefer having the media in my hand.
I'm right there with you.
It comes to where it's also the same way for video games. I can, if there's no physical copy, I'll download the game and like that. But if there's a physical copy, I like to have the physical copy.
I'm like you. I like the physical copy. I'm to the point now where certain things I will put out and buy if it's a nice packaging or something. You get some kind of extra with it, something that draws me to it. But I'm slowly going the media route. I'm kind of liking the idea I can just, when I turn my Apple TV on, the couple of shows I've bought, and actually there's some stuff available for digital that aren't on physical copy. I found, and here's one probably nobody remembers, but I found Team Knight Rider from the late 90s, 97, 98. It was a Knight Rider spinoff from the 80s show Knight Rider.
It's not an animated show, it's a live show, right?
Yeah, it's live action. Oh, yeah. And it was
Team Knight Rider?
Team Knight Rider. Where in the past it was, one man against them all, or whatever the tagline was, but now there's 5 of them. There's a whole team with
5 Knight Riders.
There's 5 people with 5 smart vehicles. There's one.
Who all were in this masterpiece?
Nobody that
we know.
Any note. I mean, might be some people y'all recognize, but nobody that's jumping out at me. Hasselhoff didn't show up or anything like that. There was nobody.
Did they try to hassle him?
That's what it was.
They probably hassled him too much.
They hassled him over the salary, and he just.
Well, I hear you don't hassle the Hoff.
No, you don't. But
he was the original Nick Fury.
He just apparently said bollocks to the whole thing and just wasn't going to do it.
I'm sure those were his exact words.
You don't like that? You don't think he could have just said bollocks to the whole thing?
He's huge in Germany, so he might have picked up some of those.
That's right.
European Indianism.
That's right. He very well could have. But no, I found that a couple weeks ago. I was just kind of messing around on iTunes and the complete series, which was 1 season. But
so what? 2 discs? Oh, 4.
It was $14.99. And it was, like I said, it was just on digital, so that's easy enough now. Whenever I don't have to search for the DVDs or nothing, I just plug in my Apple TV. When I started up, there's my shows that I bought. I bought the complete series of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for $30. I know, Jason, in your opinion, that's $30 wasted. I know you're not. I know you're not a fan.
I'm not a huge fan, but yeah, $30 would be bad.
But I mean, it was a steal for.
What don't you like about The Fresh Prince?
I know what's not to like.
Both of you.
Just not a fan. It just didn't do anything for me.
For me, it doesn't stand up to the test of time.
I could see how it's dated.
Like at when it came out, when it was on, it was an okay show. I'd watch it.
For that era.
For me, it doesn't have that repeated viewing power that other things have.
It's like Saved by the Bell, kind of. It doesn't stand up to now.
And I don't even want to say I enjoy things that quality wise or whatever don't stand up to now. It just, for me, it just doesn't have that repeat viewing power. Like it doesn't okay, the joke was funny the first time.
It's not going to be fun.
It doesn't.
Right.
I understand what you're saying. But I'm a big fan. I bought the first season when it came out. Oh my goodness, I want to say back in like '05, and just kind of lost track. Never picked up the other ones.
Are they out of print now?
I believe on Amazon you can get kind of like a bundle. Or they may have actually did one where they kind of gathered them all together in one set. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you can still get them. But I mean, this was just easier, and it's all there. So I mean, I'm not as worried about extras and bonus features and all that. I just want the episodes for the most part. So I've got it. I mean, digital's an easy way to go, but I will put out for, like I said, if there's special packaging or it's not available digitally. You know,
as long as that box isn't damaged.
Exactly, which seems to happen to me quite a bit.
Yeah, it does.
See, for me, I need the collector in me needs that to show off an item on the shelf.
Oh, I get it.
Be like, look what I have.
I just unfortunately don't have as much shelving as I have DVDs and Blu-rays.
I hear you.
One I am going to pick up. It comes out August 13th. Now, it's been pushed back like twice. See if anybody remembers this. Very popular video game series, Double Dragon. Anybody remember the animated Double Dragon?
I do.
Vaguely.
Finally making it to DVD this summer. Like I said, I think originally it was supposed to be June, then it was pushed to July. Now we're looking at August 13th, $19.99 on Amazon if you're interested.
Double Dragon.
Yes, so I'm going to definitely pick that one up. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting to be a fan of the digital. I need to get my stuff into binders is what I need to do, into the like books instead of the physical boxes.
You don't have the boxes anymore.
This just in The Simpsons season 20 DVD 48.95, only 3 left on Amazon.
Ugh, that's an ugly price. That is an ugly price.
Considering how hard to find, though, not bad.
Yeah, but they'll probably.
I really would be very surprised if they wait this long for season 19 and then the next season 21. Y'all should have bought it when it was out. You know, I agree with you.
They re-released all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
And for a show that was as popular as The Simpsons was,
and still is.
Yeah, I don't really catch the new ones.
No, not so much anymore. But
couldn't tell you the last time I saw a new episode.
Yeah, well, there was a time where the writing for The Simpsons wasn't the best, and then it got better, and then I don't really watch a lot of shows on primetime when they come on.
Right.
Just not something. I don't really watch a lot of TV in general.
I don't have much for new TV. There's about a handful of shows that we like that we were pretty steadfast about. We don't miss.
The only shows I really watch on TV, if I feel like it, are Raw. If I feel like it, and it has my attention for as long as it does. Maybe if I think about SmackDown, I watch that. Other than that, maybe a sporting event here or so, or if something's on that strikes my fancy at the time.
I like my reruns.
Yeah.
You know, I like my sitcom reruns and stuff like that.
Usually it's an old episode of I'll sit down and probably watch Friends if it comes on. Like if there's Friends on, it's a decent show. I mean, I know Kevin goes nuts over it.
No, it's not a decent show.
And I don't know. It's not really that bad a show to me.
It's not bad. I have nothing against Friends. I don't get what everybody made out of it over some other shows.
Yeah. I think that show kind of holds up over time.
It's not Seinfeld, but it's alright.
Yeah. You can kind of. It's something you can kind of identify with at that time in your life.
Yeah.
When you were like 20s and not living in the big city like we do.
Right.
A big city would be 2 cows instead of 1.
Right. I mean,
so,
you know.
I mean, I know you guys have those cows out back that you raise.
Hey, you know, I mean, that is what it is. Like I said, Bessie kicks. But I mean, you know, I'll take Cheers over Friends any day.
Yeah, but Cheers you don't really get on TV unless do they show on TV Land?
No, and right now the last check, Hallmark, which is now showing Christmas and July crap, but they would show it at early in the morning.
Oh, no.
TV Land just makes me feel old. Like everyone loves Raymond is on TV Land. I'm like, what the hell is
that's my problem. I was telling a friend of mine on the phone the other day, all the shows that like TV Land and Nick at Night are showing.
We were like,
right? When did our shows become classic TV?
Well, then TV Land also has their originals.
Well, they've got a couple originals. I don't watch the ones now, but I really wish I would have got more into that show Teachers that was on. That looked pretty funny. That was pretty cool. That was one of their original. But see, even the fact that TV Land has original programming. TV Land to me was what it was when we first got it back in the like mid '90s when they were showing reruns of That Girl and Mr. Ed, Green Acres, Petticoat Junction, the Beverly Hillbillies, old Ed Sullivan Show reruns, and Sonny and Cher. That kind of stuff. That's classic TV in my opinion.
They need a TV Land 4 that's off of TV Land. That's even like deeper.
We need like TV Land 2.
Yeah.
TV harder.
Right.
TV Land Classic or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, now you want shows like that, you've got to go and hope your provider carries like MeTV or Antenna TV or Cozy or one of those. And see, with Direct, we don't get that.
They need to do a streaming service that has those classic TV shows.
And the thing is, it'd be nice if they could lump them to one service, but the problem is everyone Netflix has some old stuff.
They have some of them.
Hulu's got some old things. CBS All Access, I believe, has some stuff, but that's another paid service. NBC
which is
has
worth it for Star Trek Discovery. That's a good show.
I understand you're a big fan.
And the Picard, one of the things that came out in San Diego was the new Picard trailer.
I heard about that.
Fans of the Next Generation should definitely be excited about that as well.
Did I see something that they were considering another animated Star Trek?
Actually, they are doing another animated Star Trek. I believe it's called Below Decks. It's being brought to you by the people that do Rick and Morty.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So, but it's going to be geared. It's not going to be like that Rick and Morty kind of humor. It's going to be more geared at getting younger viewers into Star Trek.
That's one of the first things I remember on the original Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Back in the 80s, I remember they ran the animated
series.
Star Trek. Yes. That was back at a time when Nickelodeon basically got popular for showing all kinds of shows that weren't from the States. You look at the original Nickelodeon, some of the cartoons and stuff, and just stuff that they showed for kids, all came from overseas. Like hardly anything was from over here.
You mean like Canada?
Canada, different places. Like You Can't Do That on Television was Canadian. Yeah,
wasn't Mr. Wizard in Canada?
I'm not sure. Mr.
I think he used the metric system or something.
He might have. So we'll have to YouTube that and let us know too. Little fun fact. He was David Letterman's first guest.
Ever.
Yes.
Wow.
There you go. Don, I cannot remember Mr. Wizard's full name, but he was David Letterman's first guest, I believe, in '82 or something like that. But yeah, Nickelodeon pretty much they cut their teeth on stuff that was all just shows from overseas, and like anime that was dubbed in English and brought over here as far as the cartoons. David the Gnome was another, and I can't remember where that originally debuted, but it may have been. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think eventually all these networks are going to want to have their cut, and you're going to have all these offshoot streaming services, and if you want to see certain shows, you're going to have to pay for them all, and you're just going to be paying as much as you do for cable.
I wouldn't be surprised. But it would be nice if there was one thing for like all classic TV. Because I just think it's all so much better than some of the stuff that's on now. I mean, there were exceptions, don't get me wrong. There were some pretty crap shows back then. My Mother the Car stands out. Jerry Van Dyke before he was popular on Coach. But My Mother the Car. I'm not going to go into it. Kids, look it up. It's pretty horrific.
I'd like to get shows that, didn't really have huge runs, really. Yeah. Just put them on there so people can look at like classic TV, because back then there were only like 4 channels on TV.
Right.
And a lot of these so-called bad shows were getting ratings higher than some of the shows do now.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact that there were only that.
There's nothing else to watch.
Yeah.
And, back when it all first kind of started, TV was still a big thing. So if you had a TV, of course you were going to utilize it. You weren't just going to sit and not watch it. So you had to find something you liked. So.
Is MASH on?
MASH is on TV Land.
Yes. My
But I
father
meant,
still watches MASH
is there a streaming service that has MASH?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
TV Land may show it because they have some of their shows up. I'm not really sure. I thought one of them did have it at one time. I can't remember.
I just know, I think it is TV Land that has it on there.
Oh yeah, it's on every afternoon.
My dad, like I said, my dad watches it religiously.
I love the theme song.
Oh yeah.
Loved the MASH theme song.
That kid had some problems, but yeah.
He did. Yeah, what was it, like 14 when he wrote that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Probably made more money off the residuals for that song than his dad probably made off directing the movie.
I'm sure. I have no doubt.
The teenage party is a good thing for that kind of sadness.
Yeah. So yeah, we're approaching over an hour now. I think this may be a time to call it quits.
We're gonna wind it down for. I mean, we can't give people too much. They've got to want them to come back. So.
Always wanting more.
Yeah, that's right.
Always leave them one.
That's
more.
right.
Yeah.
You leave them one more.
So let me go ahead and go through our socials. As I said before, our email is the546project@gmail.com. Maybe you can be the person that sends us our first email.
That's right. We're waiting.
Other than a mass email that's automatic.
We are standing by.
So our Facebook page is, just search for the 546 Project. You can find us there. Leave us a like. Twitter handle, _546_project.
Much like the Twitter.
Much like the actual Twitter, yes.
And you can find me at Daredevil Yellow, DareDevilYellow.
And then our actual podcast website is the 546 Project 30 Minutes or Less, which was our old name, as I said before, .libsyn, LIBSYN.com. And you can find us if you search on iTunes, Google Play Music, and Spotify. So there you go.
What, the 546 Project?
Yeah, just search that. You'll find it.
So easy enough to find. Plenty of ways to reach us. Send us feedback. You love us. You hate us. You want us to go to hell. We'll
take it all into
take it into
consideration.
consideration.
You want Kevin to come back. Even that, too.
Any topics you want us to cover?
That's right. And God knows we've got the time. I mean, we spent 20 minutes on Scooby Doo today. We can do anything.
So just coming attractions. Next time, we talk Mr. Rogers.
That's right. We didn't even
totally
get
left
to
out
that.
Mr.
But it's
Rogers.
okay. Mr. Rogers, the movie doesn't come out until Thanksgiving.
That's
so
right.
we got plenty of time.
I'm just gonna leave a little teaser.
Oh,
We
geez.
found out about an interesting. We found an interesting fun fact about Mr. Rogers and his daily swimming habits. You want to know more? Check us out next time.
If we remember.
Oh, we will do.
Oh, where are we gonna remember this?
It's hard to forget.
That's right. I know it's burned into my retina whether I want it to be or not. But that's about it for Carrie, Jason, Amanda, Nathan. Everybody, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. But I think that's it.
All right.
Salute.
Till next time.
Take care. We out.